Today we are doing a studio tour for you guys. We're gonna show you our studio and how we record and film and edit, practice, work, all of this stuff here at home. And we wanna show you guys the organization of it and give you little tours. So here we go.
Behind us, you'll see our filming wall. It's not as great as the one we had in Germany, but we're working on it. I think it's gonna be really good. It's nice to have just something pretty neutral. We were lovely gifted these wonderful chairs, which are great for guitar playing. It's hard to play guitar with things that have arms on it. This is our couch. I didn't want a couch because I didn't think that we needed a couch in our workspace, but it's actually been really wonderful. I play guitar here more than I do anywhere else in this room. It's nice because I have lots of space. I'm usually facing Melia so that we can work together in this room. I'm right next to our amps. This is a nice space where I have plenty of floor space where I can set up my pedal board, play with my amp, and we can work. It really is just a logistical place to sit. It'll be nice when we actually have people to collaborate with, or anybody who wants to visit the studio, we have a place to sit. So this is actually a bathroom rack, towel rack that I bent a bunch of steel hangers to organize our cables. We have various cables and they're all connected to our audio interface back here, and they're labeled, so I can just grab, you know, number 2, number 1, number 4, different inputs, and I know exactly where they go. It's a great organizer, and it was great because it was free. This is where we keep our mics and guitar gear. There's a lot of cases and a lot of things involved with guitar, so it's a nice spot, but it can get messy from time to time.
All right, so over here we have some books. Some of these things are actually from when we were in school, when we were in college. An example would be this one here. This is something that Chase found when he worked as the music librarian when we were in college. It's a guitar method book from like 1900. So it's really cool and unique, and eventually we want to display stuff like this, but we're still settling in this space, so right now we're just keeping them out because they're really important to us. We also have some other like notebooks and binders from when we were students. So when we do music theory lessons that we have, or if you guys are students of ours, we'll use some of these books as references for our lessons and things that we're gonna teach you. This is our audio interface, and it's what we use to record all of the audio for our music videos that we make here in the studio. It's really cool because we've actually hooked it up so that it never has to move. This is an old entertainment center, as you can see, so it has all of the holes and slots in the back for the cables to go down. So this has been a lifesaver for setting up and tearing down. As Chase has showed you before, all of our cables are back here, so when we need a guitar, we just plug it in and it's already hooked into our audio interface. So it makes it really easy and really nice to set up. Okay, cool. Up here we keep all of our microphones. We like to keep them put away because we don't want them to get hit or dropped, and our space is still really small. So we keep them put away in their cases, and then we just set that part up when we're filming or when we're recording. We also keep all of our lighting equipment up here and all of our various cables that are not something we use often, like our HDMI cable, our extra lenses, our tripods, things like that. It's kind of like filming, recording, miscellaneous items that we keep up here. Down here we have a drum machine that's actually my dad's. If you guys saw Sucker, when we covered Sucker, we used this in there, and it's actually really awesome. These things can be super expensive nowadays, and they're not crazy complicated. They're not rocket science, they're just MIDI. So we hook this up into Logic, and we find some cool effects, and then we use it for our drumming. It's really interesting too because I think my dad's probably had this for like 10 or 20 years, and I don't even know if he bought it. He probably acquired it from someone, but when we moved home, he had it and we were super excited to use it. We've got drumsticks also from when my dad played in a Polynesian band, so I've got everything I need to pretend that I'm a drummer. So this is our desk. Obviously, it's our workstation, and it's where we spend the most time. This is the 27-inch 5K resolution iMac. It has 64 gigabytes of RAM, and it has a 1 terabyte solid-state hard drive. So it is a huge upgrade from what we had before. We had my iMac from college that is old and tiny and little and was really killing us on video editing and recording. So we hook up our hard drives here, our external hard drives, and this is how we organize and keep all of our videos and all of our folders separate and off of this beautiful, beautiful machine. So it functions nice and fast. Over here on the desk, we have both the Magic Mouse and we also have the trackpad. That is for 2 reasons. 1, I use the mouse and I am right-handed, and 2, Chase uses the trackpad and he is left-handed. That is just the beauty of our partnership. It works that way. He didn't learn to be left-handed because of it. That's just how it works. We also keep all of our flash drives and our SD cards in this little old case. Right now they're all being used, but it's a really great way to organize that because they're tiny and you can lose them really easily. So we keep them in this little compartment. It is an old Beats headphones case. On this side of the computer, I bought a folder organizer and I use it for our laptops and our iPads. Sometimes they're there and sometimes they're not, but it made it easier for them to just stay near the computer, upright and kind of out of the way. As I had said before, this iMac is such an upgrade because we were editing on our MacBook Airs and they're fast and new, but they're tiny and they just couldn't handle what we were doing. We were starting to film in 4K, we were starting to do larger videos, so this is a huge upgrade, but we still love and appreciate our Macs for when we're on the go. And my absolute favorite part of our studio is our sign. It was a gift from a friend and it comes in handy. We get to tell you guys what we're doing and we get to kind of set a tone for whatever we're working on in the studio that day. I did want to mention one more thing in our studio setup. This is an old entertainment center that used to house our giant TV. We kind of took the middle section out and replaced this with a drafting table that is my dad's, and I like it because we can customize the height to it. It's not motorized or anything like that, but it is really nice to use.
So this is another gift from Melia's dad. He's had it for 25 years and it has MIDI capabilities. So honestly, this thing is awesome. It's not necessarily the nicest thing in the world and we're not gonna take it gigging, but for what we need in our little studio, it's perfect. This is where we keep our amps and various equipment we like to use. I'm missing an amp right now, but it's being used. This is my stuffed animal. He moves sometimes from time to time and he's really sweet. This is a cat tree that doesn't get used. We use it as a side table. It's very helpful for putting things on top of. The cat does not use it. He prefers the chair we need.
That was our studio tour for you guys.
So this is where we work. We hope you guys enjoyed watching that video. Leave a comment below if you want to know any more information about our workflow, various gear we use, or anything else you're curious about.
Yep, it's a small studio and it is still growing, but it is nice to have a home studio and a place for us to work. So if you guys have any tips or advice on something we could change that you notice, let us know because we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants.
We're all ears.
Absolutely. So thank you guys so much for watching and we will see you next time. Bye.